Hello, my name is Mei-Lin Smith, and I am a disease epidemiologist with the Center for Disease Control. Here to talk to you about magnomycrosis and the potential accuracy of the Yeoh diagnostic test. As you well know, magnomycrosis is a new emerging infectious disease that has a low infectivity but extremely high pathogenicity and virulence and low immunogenicity. Although the disease is prolonged, lasting upwards of 3 weeks, it has a 43% mortality rate for the general population and an 82% mortality rate in those who are immunocompromised. The diagnostic test which I have created, the Yeoh test, utilizes saliva immunoassay to verify the presence of magnomycrosis. The immunoassay only uses 5 milliliters of saliva, which is significantly less invasive than the previous diagnostic imaging test that required intravenous dye. My most current study that tested the accuracy of the saliva immunoassay was a population-based study with a sample size of 10,000 people. The results of the study are depicted in the following table. As you can see, there were 1,274 true positives and 7,243 false positives. Additionally, there were 126 false negatives and 1,357 true negatives. As evident in the table, the Yeoh test had a high number of false positives, identifying the disease in those who did not actually have it. While the test did have a higher number of false positives, it did have a low number of false negatives. Statistical diagnostic analysis was completed with a 95% confidence interval to determine sensitivity, specificity, as well as positive and negative predictive values. Results of the analysis are depicted in the following table. The test had a high sensitivity value of 91%, meaning the test detected the disease in 91% of the population and missed only 9% of the population who actually had the disease. Additionally, the test had a low specificity value of 15.78%, meaning 15.78% of the population had a true negative, whereas 84.22% had a false positive result. In regard to positive and negative predictive values, the disease prevalence within the study was 14%. Additionally, the test had a low positive predictive value of 14.96%, meaning that only 14.96% of the positive test results were true positives, equating to 85.4 being false positives. The test had a high negative predictive value of 91.5, meaning 91.5% of the negative test results will be true negatives, translating into only 8.5 being false negatives. As a result of the high sensitivity, low specificity, low positive predictive value, and high negative predictive value of the Yeoh test, it is recommended that when administering the test, patients should be informed of the test's accuracy. It should be discussed that over 90% of the time, a negative test result is truly negative and that the disease is most likely not present. Patients should also be informed that the test is very sensitive, so that there is roughly an 84% chance that if a positive test result is found, it is most likely a false positive. Due to the less invasive nature of the Yeoh test, I argue that it should be a preliminary test and that if a positive test result is found, the traditional intravenous dye and imaging diagnostic test should be used to confirm the diagnosis of magnomycrosis. Currently, I am working on increasing the accuracy of the test to increase the specificity of the test to provide the most accurate results possible. Until a more accurate version of the test is available, I suggest that clinicians use the Yeoh test due to its efficiency and less invasive nature. Depending on patient results, clinicians should use their discretion if further diagnostic testing is required in order to better serve their patients. For any further questions, I will be available after this talk. Thank you so much for your time.